Now the four members are what? India, UAE. It was launched by UAE only. Australia, Japan. So all these are four Quad members. This is not a real Quad member. It is a member of Western Quad, UAE, but it was launched by UAE only. And we can see then Spain, Sri Lanka, Indonesia. So these are 7 members of Mangrove Alliance. The purpose is what? The purpose is to enhance awareness related to mangrove. The purpose is to enhance awareness related to mangroves. Clear? Because mangroves are what? Mangroves are responsible for reducing the adverse impact of global warming. Clear? See, the strategy, Ankush, single for preliminary examination environment is what? Blend both the conventional topics with the contemporary issues. Fine. Fine. Now, this is to enhance awareness. Another initiative was taken, and that initiative was taken at COP 27th, and that was called as what? It was called as International Drought Resilient Alliance. International Drought Resilient Alliance, which consists of what? Which consists of 30 nations, 20 business organizations. Clear? And this was for the purpose of what? This was for the purpose of preparing for future droughts. And why? Because the frequency of droughts and floods have enhanced due to the adverse impact of global warming and climate change. And as far as the relevance of mangrove is concerned, it reduces the adverse impact of global warming by producing what is called as blue carbon. It is also responsible for reducing the intensity of tropical cyclones. It is also responsible for reducing the intensity of tsunami waves because it acts as a hindrance. Clear? And we can see that as far as, and also we can see that's not only this, but also mangrove area is of high biodiversity, high ecological productivity. It's an ecotone. That's the resilience of mangrove areas. That's why this alliance has been formed. Clear? Now from here we start with pollution. Some important things about pollution. Now if we talk about water pollution, we can see that water pollution has taken place. There are many contemporary issues related to water pollution. They are not going to ask you BOD and COD right now because already they have asked in examination earlier. So, yes, wildlife species, you can discuss many a species in that, but the thing is that it becomes very lengthy to cover up. But there are certain areas where you can emphasize on. For example, we have discussed just a test on protected areas. Now, these types of questions can be framed, and also some questions other than invasive wildlife can be asked as questions. So, these kind of questions can figure in your examination. That's the first kind of organization on drought. Yes. Now, as far as pollution is concerned, we can see pollution, we can see that arsenic pollution has taken place in the northern plains of India. Northern plains of India. Clear? Arsenic pollution has taken place in the northern plains of India. I would have explained, but due to paucity of time, we will pick up the all those points which can be asked as objective questions. So, northern plains of India, it includes Punjab, Haryana, Bihar. But the first reported case of arsenic was in West Bengal, Murshidabad district. Murshidabad district. And today we can see maximum level of arsenic is present in Balia of Uttar Pradesh. Balia of Uttar Pradesh. Clear? Now, the reason for contamination is irrigation, and you can call green revolution of India also, because post green revolution we were responsible for withdrawing excess amount of water for irrigation purpose, which resulted in arsenic contamination. But the source of arsenic is what? In the northern plains of India. Where it comes from? It comes from Himalayas, and it comes from Himalayas through the perennial rivers, through the perennial rivers. Perennial rivers. That's about arsenic pollution. Now, what it is responsible for? Range is 0.5. Yes, yes. Range is. In fact, WHO says that the presence of arsenic in water, drinking water, should be 5 ppm parts per million. But as far as the Indian standards are concerned, the government of India says that it should be above, the uppermost limit should be 50 ppm. Clear? 50 ppm. Okay, Amar. Very good. I am not preparing for the exam, but it's pleasure to be in your class. Fine. Very good. And these things would be helping also. Arsenic pollution. And arsenic pollution is responsible for what? It is responsible for diseases like melanosis. Melanosis means skin turns dark. Keratosis. Keratosis means skin turns dry and scaly. And also it is responsible for black foot disease. Just remember this thing as far as preliminary examination is concerned in arsenic pollution, that what is the reason behind pollution, what is the source of arsenic, and we can see. So, source of arsenic is Himalayas, from the perennial rivers it comes, and the geological processes which were responsible for the formation of Himalayas were also responsible for presence of arsenic in the rocks of Himalayas, and this is the real reason behind arsenic pollution. But the second pollution, contemporary issue related to water pollution, is uranium contamination. Uranium contamination. Now, uranium contamination has taken place where? In Punjab. And Punjab, Faridkot, Hoshiarpur, Bhatinda, districts of Punjab are the worst affected due to uranium contamination, but also in Rajasthan. And we can see 1/3 district of Rajasthan has reported uranium contamination. So, Punjab, Rajasthan, then Telangana also. When we talk about Telangana, we can see the granite rocks of Telangana is responsible for uranium contamination. Clear? The granite rocks is responsible for uranium contamination. In Rajasthan, it is irrigation which is responsible. That's the green revolution. Why? Because when you are pumping water, naturally, see, uranium is present in underground water. Wetlands and swampy land difference? Sir, please just name the other initiative of COP2 except Mangrove Alliance, that is International Drought Resistance Alliance. Now, preliminary examinations, CBD, COP27, all these things. Sir, please just name the other initiative of COP2 except Mangrove Alliance, that is IDRA, the International Drought Resistance Alliance, and the other initiatives which I have discussed in the form of test is the Amazon Headwaters Initiative, Loss and Damage Fund, Clear Fossil Fuel Non-Proliferation Treaty, Ecocide, all these are the initiative. Fine. Because of largest amount of pesticides used in drought. See, as far as Rajasthan is concerned, Rajasthan uranium contamination is why? It is mainly due to what? It is mainly When we are talking about in Rajasthan, the mainly it is why? It is mainly due to irrigation, because in underground water uranium is present, and when you are pumping underground water, oxidation of underground water takes place, and oxidation of underground water is always responsible for its enrichment. So, when uranium becomes enriched, it is nothing but a pollutant. Telangana granite rocks are responsible. But when we talk about Punjab, there are many reasons. We cannot zero it on one to be the cause of uranium contamination in Punjab. Use of agriculture, use of fertilizers on a very high intense rate in agriculture, then also excessive withdrawal of underground water, then also this part of Punjab, some part of the Punjab is present near Shivaliks where the rocks do have uranium content. So, all these are reasons behind uranium contamination in Punjab. But when you talk about shale gas extraction, shale gas extraction, shale gas extraction is also responsible for water contamination. Shale is what? Shale is a sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock. And it has natural gas, methane deposit in it. Shale is a sedimentary rock. It has natural gas, methane deposit in it. Clear? Okay, mother dairy tasty lassi, that one very good. Okay, fine. So, shale has shale is a sedimentary rock which has natural gas methane deposit in it. Now, we can see extraction of shale gas is conducted by a mechanism, and that mechanism is called as hydraulic fracking, in which sand is mixed with water, chemicals, some chemicals like HCl, NH4Cl is used. HCl is used for making a dent in the rock, NH4Cl is used to make the germ, the reaction germ free, the process germ free. So, all these are done for extraction of shale gas. So, this method is called as what? This method is called as hydraulic fracking. So, when the debris is emitted due to shale gas extraction, because we use what? We use sand, chemical and water to blast these rocks, and when the rocks are converted into flakes, then only extraction would be conducted. Then only we are responsible for conducting the extraction when the rocks turn into flakes. But rocks turn into flakes, then the extraction is conducted. There are many adverse impacts of shale gas extraction, which includes contamination of water body nearby. Then methane also would be emitted, which would be responsible for enhancing greenhouse gas emissions. But when you talk about the Ganga pollution mainly occurred due to what? Mainly occurred due to leather industries of Kanpur, burning of dead bodies near Varanasi, and also due to open defecation near these rivers. Now we have Namami Gange project started from 2014. But before that, Ganga Action Plan 1 was started in 1986, which was meant for 25 districts of this area, and also Ganga Action Plan was taken out in the year 2011, which was meant for 59 districts of that region. Clear? 59 districts of that region. So, Ganga Action Plan were taken. But in Namami Gange project, the process of bioremediation was used. So, Ganga Eco Task Force was also established, and the process of bioremediation was used. The concern is what? That they can ask you question on plastic. And we can see that in news always happens to be the biggest example of water pollution in the world. And the biggest example of water pollution in the world is what? The Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Clear? Great Pacific Garbage Patch. So, we can see in the Pacific Ocean, and in the middle and the northern part of Pacific Ocean, there is a patch present. Patch means a suspended trash is present. A suspended waste is present. And this suspended trash is 2,200 kilometers in length. Only 2,200 kilometers in length only. Then this happens to be also 800 kilometers in breadth. and this is 10 meters deep also. 10 meters deep. Now this is called as what? This is called as Great Pacific Garbage Patch. You would have seen in the news also, recently also in the news it was there. Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Now this consists of what? This consists of fishing lines. Fishing lines matlab fishing nets, fishing lines. This consists of what? Diapers. बच्चों के बड़े के भी diapers, and also it consists of not only fishing lines and diapers, but it also consists of what? It is also consisting of bottles, plastic bottles, cans. So all these things are present in Great Pacific Garbage Patch. But how it has been formed? It has been formed due to gers. Gers means when two oceanic currents mingle. At that place we can see river pollution is a serious problem all over the India, and the main seriousness is due to the presence of stormwater drains. Stormwater drains means they are drains which are responsible for discharging sewage in rivers, and these drains are a big concern. Why? Because they discharge sewage in the rivers, contamination of rivers takes place. For example, in Ludhiana, there is a drain which is called as Budha Nala. In Delhi, there is a drain which is called as the Najafgarh Nala, and all these drains are responsible for enhancing. All these drains are responsible for enhancing the contamination of rivers. Clear? In rivers, we can see arsenic and zinc level is present as per the prescribed limit. But rivers in India have reported enhanced level of heavy metal contamination. For example, iron is present, chromium is present, lead is present. These are heavy metals which are present in rivers to a greater extent. These are heavy metals which are present in the rivers to a greater extent. Now that is a concern. Clear? That is a concern. Now, this is called as Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Now, what happened was that this has been formed due to gers, because when two oceanic currents mingle, whirling of oceanic water takes place, which is called as ger. So, two of the biggest gers of the world are present in Pacific Ocean, which is called as East Pacific Ger and West Pacific Ger. East Pacific Ger and West Pacific Ger. And as far as the oceanic currents are concerned, the oceanic currents were responsible for carrying the waste from the continents, and due to ger formation, this trash has resulted. Due to ger formation, this trash has resulted. Fine. Trash has resulted. And it's not only the biggest example of, see, there was an expedition of scientists launched in 2009, which was called as Tara Ocean, to study the nature of this patch. And not only this was done, but also we can see, and the objective of Tara Ocean was to not only study the nature of this patch, but also to prepare a marine database of marine organisms. Clear? But when we talk about Great Pacific Garbage Patch, we can see that Great Pacific Garbage Patch is also the biggest example of not only Great Pacific Garbage Patch is not only the biggest example of water pollution in the world, but also the biggest example of what? Biggest example of plastic contamination in the world. We can see the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is not only the biggest example of water pollution in the world, but the biggest example of plastic pollution in the world. Why? Because 2,69,000 million tons of plastic is present in it. It's a big sum. And these plastics are divided into three types. One is called as what? One is called as macroplastic. Now, macroplastic would be having a diameter of more than 200 mm. Second is called as what? Second is called as mesoplastic. Mesoplastic would be having a diameter between 4.75 to 200 mm. And third is called as what? It's called as microplastic. Because microplastic would be having a diameter of less than 4.5775 mm. Clear? Plastic, microplastic is also called as what? It's also called as plastic beads. Thank you, Dr. Malaika. Fine. Now, when we are talking about, thank you for the compliment. हाँ मैं करा रही हूँ अनुल, मैं करा रहा हूँ, पोल्यूशन भी करा रहा हूँ, सब देखो इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ को मैं उठा उठा के कराते जा रहा हूँ, ठीक है, और उसके बाद थोड़ा सा बायोटेक्नोलॉजी भी कराऊंगा इसके बाद, डोंट वरी. We can see that as far as microplastic is concerned, microplastic is also called as what? It's called as plastic beads. And it's not only called as plastic beads, but it's also called as microbeads. Microbeads. Now, it should not be referred to as plastic pellets, but when we talk about the source of that, what is the source of microplastic? We can see that the source of microplastic is what? The source of microplastic is nothing but consumer products that we use. For example, toothpaste. In toothpaste, microplastic is present. Toothpaste, microplastic is present. Then also in facial scrubs. Facial scrub, microplastic is present. So it is present in the toothpaste, it is present in the facial scrub, and these types of plastic are responsible for what? Just one thing. Just 1 second. Battery is running out, let me get it charged. Okay, now these types of plastic, which is called as microplastic, plastic beads or microbeads, now they are responsible for reducing the dissolved oxygen level. They are present in toothpaste and facial scrubs. And we can see that if they ask you that which type of micropollutant is present in the oceans in abundance, that's microplastic. But if microplastic is not given and tire dust is given, remember that tire dust is a type of microplastic. Clear? Tire dust is a type of microplastic only. So if tire dust is given, then it's a type of microplastic only that you have to know. Battery. Clear? And as far as microplastic is concerned, another type of microplastic is called as plastic noodles. Plastic noodles क्या है? Lentil sized plastic है, छोटे छोटे plastic हैं. And these plastic noodles, lentil sized plastic, these plastic noodles, what they are small sized, lentil sized plastic. So they are concerned. Why? Because they are mistaken by marine organism as their foodstuff. Noodles spread on a large scale in 2021 when a marine disaster occurred in Sri Lanka. There was a wreckage of discharge. There was wreckage of express pearl. Just 1 second. This is a change in batteries. The batteries got exhausted, not the teacher. Fine. Yes, Ayan. Thank you so much. Your lectures are very crucial for me in revision of environment. Thank you so for helping me to consolidate my press. Thank you so much. Always welcome, Ayan. Gracious, thank you, Lord. Thank you so much. Now let's continue, because let's talk about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, and also in that let's talk about the plastic. We have seen that as far as plastics are concerned, microplastic is a grave concern, and in microplastic, a type of plastic is not only tire dust, but another type of plastic is plastic noodles. Plastic noodles, and noodles are a concern wise because of their size, because they are lentil sized, small sized, and since they are small sized, we can see that they are often mistaken by marine organisms as their food stuff, and also we can see that they are made up of polystyrene, polyethylene, polypropylene, polyvinyl chloride. These are the chemicals which are making it. And not only they are spongy in nature. So if they are spongy in nature, they are responsible for attracting toxic chemicals. Toxic chemicals. Clear? Thank you so much. Thank you. Now we can see that microplastic is also present in the air that we breathe. Microplastic is also present in our blood, because it was tested that microplastic is present in the human blood also. So microplastic is also present in the blood. Fine. Definitely microplastic is present in our blood. And also we can see that as far as microplastic is concerned, it has many adverse impact. But not only microplastic is a concern. The concern is what? The chemicals which are present in plastic. There are many chemicals present in plastic. That also happens to be a concern. One chemical which is present in plastic is called as what? It is called as phthalates. देखो phthalates है प्लास्टिक में 20 किस्म के phthalates होते हैं. This is used to make the plastic products more flexible. And this is responsible for what? This is responsible for genetic disorder among children. And this is also responsible for sterility among males. ये है phthalates का काम. और अगर मान लो कि ये बॉटल है, हर बॉटल का एक्सपायरी डेट होता है, और एक्सपायरी डेट इसलिए होता है क्योंकि अगर मान लो तुमने इस बॉटल को ज़्यादा दिन तक रखा, so what will happen is that phthalates would be passing from the plastic into the water. Clear? That's why the expiry date is given. Second is what? Second is bisphenol A. Bisphenol A क्या है? Now BPA is a type of chemical which is used for making plastic products more soft. Then you have BFR, that is brominated fire retardants, which you have just now studied. Both BPA and BFR are responsible for what? They are responsible for endocrine disruption. Endocrine disruption का मतलब है कि इससे हार्मोनल imbalance होंगे. Endocrine disruption. Then you have vinyl chloride. Vinyl chloride क्या है? Vinyl chloride is responsible for what? It is responsible for damaging central nervous system. So all these are chemicals used in plastic. And also you can see that when you purchase mobiles, there's a white wrap sheet. Now this wrap sheet is called as what? It's called as styrofoam. Styrofoam. And this is what? This is nothing but an extended form of, this is nothing but an extended form of polystyrene. And this is reported to be carcinogenic in nature. Carcinogenic in nature matlab this would be damaging. Carcinogenic in nature because, yes, toddlers use plastic for milk feeding. Now these are virgin plastic, but this is also responsible for release of microplastic. Yes, it's present in the lungs. It is present in the blood, not only in the lung. Clear? Not only the lung, it is present in the blood also. So that's called as, and styrofoam is present. This is responsible for being carcinogenic in nature. It would be responsible for causing cancer. तो ये तो सारे हैं प्लास्टिक में केमिकल्स बच्चों. आगे बढ़ो और भी देखो चीजें को, अभी समाप्त नहीं हुआ है. Also you can see, देखो इसके अलावा, whenever you are responsible for burning plastic, burning of plastic would be responsible for emission of gases like dioxins and furans. And both dioxins and furans are carcinogenic in nature. Okay? They are responsible for causing cancers. Now, if suppose we say waste incineration is a source of furans. Waste incineration is also source of, waste burning is also, plastic burning is also a source of dioxin. And dioxin sources also include paper and pulp bleaching, pesticide making, all these are sources of dioxin. And dioxin can be asked anytime in your examination. Thermocol is also a type of plastic. Just now we'll solve the question also on that. Now thermocol is also type of plastic. Now dioxin is a type of toxic gas, carcinogenic in nature. And dioxin is a group of 100 odd gases, the most detrimental of which is 2,3,7,8 tetrachlorodibenzoate P-dioxin, or you can say TCDD. Clear? TCDD. But this is the same gas which was used by US as Agent Orange in Vietnam War. Clear? Same gas. So without fighting a war, we are being exposed to this kind of plastic. Clear? Yes, I am still feeling fresh and energetic, because after 24 hours my battery would be down. My battery would be lasting for 24 hours. Fine. Thermocol also is a type of plastic. But see, why dioxin and furans can be asked in examination? Dioxins and furans can be asked in examination. Why? Because from the landfills, due to waste incineration, dioxins and furans are emitted. One thing. And the biomedical waste management rules of 2000 and management amendment rules of 2018 were responsible for banning chlorinated plastic bags and gloves, because incineration of these products are responsible for emission of dioxins and furans. Incineration of these products are responsible for emission of dioxins and furans. Is that clear? Fine. So dioxin and furans can be anytime asked in your examination, that what is dioxins and furans. But plastic pollution is not over. We will continue plastic pollution. We can see that plastic is being dumped inside the ocean by rivers also. Clear? So they are riverine contributors of mismanaged plastic in the oceans. Riverine contributors of mismanaged plastic in the oceans. And the biggest contributor is what? The biggest contributor is Yangtze of China. And why we are saying Yangtze of China? Because Yangtze of China is responsible for dumping 330,000 tons of mismanaged plastic in ocean every year. The second is Ganga. Our holy Ganga is responsible for dumping 120,000 tons of mismanaged plastic per year. Per year. Clear? Ganga is responsible for dumping 120,000 tons of mismanaged plastic every year as such. That is also done. But we can see that the plastic footprint of India, like we have discussed, water footprint, ecological footprint, carbon footprint. So we have a plastic footprint of India also. And the plastic footprint of India means that per capita, per person, plastic waste generated. Per capita, per person, plastic waste generated, mismanaged plastic generated. So we can see that the amount of mismanaged plastic generated per person in India is 3.2 kg per year. Now this is far less than the global average of 17 kg per year. Clear? But then if the plastic footprint of India is low, yes, biotech is still remaining. After this, we will start with biotech. At 12 o'clock, we will start with biotech. Clear? At 12 o'clock, we'll start with biotech and we'll discuss human genome, stem cells, GM mustard, BT brinjal, BT cotton, BG2 cotton, all these things. Briefly, we'll discuss, but we'll discuss. Clear? After this. And we'll discuss also cloning, triple parent baby. तो थोड़ा कॉन्सेप्ट देखेंगे बच्चों साथ साथ, उसे भी खत्म कर लेते हैं क्योंकि बायोटेक से क्वेश्चंस आते हैं ना एग्जामिनेशन में। देखो मैं जानता हूँ कि तुम ज़्यादातर चीज़ करंट अफेयर्स के खींच लोगे, लेकिन फिर भी मैं चाहता हूँ नहीं करना, आज ही करना है। Yes, today only we'll complete. Now you are not so. You should be supporting me right now, please. No कल मुझे भी नींद आ रही बच्चों, but just for your sake, we're getting together. हाँ, मैं बायोटेक से पहले पोल्यूटेंट करवा रहा हूँ ना, पहले तो पोल्यूटेंट करवा रहा हूँ ना, उसके बाद ही बायोटेक शुरू करूँगा। लेजिस्लेशन तुम कर लो, एक कुछ तो अपने से कर लो और I'll start. हाँ 3 बजे तक रहेंगे आज साथ, 3 बजे तक, 3 बजे मैं भी ओके, वी कैन डू इट, प्लीज डोंट लूज द कॉन्फिडेंस प्लीज। अगर तुम लूज करोगे तो फिर मैं भी लूज कर जाऊंगा कॉन्फिडेंस। 3 बजे तक हम लोग साथ रहते हैं और उसके बाद डिस्कस करके इसे 12 बजे मैं एक ब्रेक लूंगा 11:55 पर, ठीक है? करके ही रहेंगे मैत्री, वेरी गुड, ठीक है। हाँ सब चीज बता देना आज, पहले आज बायोटेक्नोलॉजी कर लो, फाइन। तो थोड़ा सा आज करो, आज साथ रहो, आज दोनों देखो इसमें कितना बड़ा है, अपने से करोगे कितना बड़ा सेगमेंट है, फाइन। नो ओके, थैंक यू सो मच। we'll take a break at 11:55, fine, and then 10 minutes break and then we'll continue. Now see, we can see 3.2 kg, but why Ganga is second biggest riverine contributor? If suppose the plastic footprint of India is low, Ganga is the second biggest riverine contributor because 500 million people reside in the catchment area of Ganga. We can see that plastic is present in e-waste also, electronic waste also. Plastic is present in biomedical waste also. It's present in e-waste also. Plastic is present in biomedical waste also. And when you are talking about e-waste, biomedical waste, plastic is present. So, and the bulk of e-waste में मान लो सबसे बड़ा component जो है, that is plastic only. Plastic only in e-waste. Biggest component of e-waste is plastic. And biggest component biomedical waste is also plastic. But there are some developments also which deserves attention. One is what? That in India there is no law related to textile production which is also responsible for plastic pollution. देखो landfills में 17% टेक्सटाइल ही है, और जो भी टेक्सटाइल हम लोग पहनते हैं, जो कॉटन भी नजर आते हैं हमें, they are come from plastic. Why? Because polymers, polyester is from the petrochemical industry. We take polyester from petrochemical industry and this is used for textiles. 70% of textile is nothing but polyester based. Clear? So when textile production takes place, it is also big contributor in greenhouse gas emission. In greenhouse gas emission, it would be contributing, which is contributing to roughly about equivalent to 186 thermal plants. That is the contribution of textile production in greenhouse gas emission. Clear? Greenhouse gas emission. Yes, only 9% of is recycled and the other is mismanaged plastic is that only. Clear? Now those are important. Now, as far as plastic pollution is concerned, we can see also that the plastic products which are littered on the beaches, they would be melting under the influence of solar radiation. And when they melt under the influence of solar radiation, they combine with some natural compounds and they form stones out of plastic, which is called as what? Which is called as plastigomerate. Which is called as plastigomerate. So there can be stones out of plastic also, which is called as plastigomerate. Clear? And this is one of the worst types of environmental degradation that we can see. But as far as what needs to be done for plastic, it's not that the 5R principle, refuse, reduce, reuse, reorient, repurpose, recycle can be used. But for yes, I am rock star. Yes, I know. Plastic over it. But also the contribution made by Plastic Man of India cannot be denied. Plastic Man of India is Dr. Rajgopalan Vasudev. Rajgopalan Vasudev. And he is called as the Plastic Man of India because he developed stones of plastic waste, that is called as plaststones. And he also developed roads of plastic. So plastic roads he developed in India. And he was conferred with Padma Shri in 2018. Clear? So his name is called as what? He's the Plastic Man of India, and his name is Dr. Rajgopalan Vasudev. Clear? And as far as the Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules of 2021 is concerned, under that rules we can see single-use plastic has been completely banned. And single-use plastic has been banned from when? It has been banned from July 1st, 2022, and the thickness of the plastic bag has been enhanced. The thickness of the plastic bag has been enhanced from 50 microns to 120 microns, and it has been enhanced from 50 microns to 120 microns, and this has been done from the December 31st, 2022, so that it can be reused. But also we can see in the year 2018, we were responsible for celebrating this year as Beat Plastic Pollution Year. So we celebrated this year as Beat Plastic Pollution Year also. So this was, and these initiatives have been taken for plastic pollution. Clear? Now see, as far as air pollution is concerned, now let's solve a question on plastic pollution first of all. I missed that test. Probably after the break, I'll try to bring it on the board so that it can be solved. Now see, after the break, I'll try to bring that on the board so that it can be solved. Maybe that's missing, but that's prepared. We'll try to solve that. Now, as far as air pollution is concerned, we can see that air pollution is in the form of aerosols or particulate matter. It can be PM 2.5 if the diameter of particulate matter is 2.5 micrometer or less, so it would be called as PM 2.5. But if the diameter is 10 micrometer or less, it would be remaining suspended in the air and it would be called as PM 10. Clear? PM 10 and PM 2.5. So diameter would be always there. Now this is measured in terms of pollutants are present in the form of aerosols, so it is called as aerosol optical depth, and we can see that they are measured in terms of what? It is measured in terms of microgram per meter cube. So it is measured in terms of microgram per meter cube. And as far as National Air Quality Index of India is concerned, National Air Quality Index of India includes 8 indicators, which includes what? Which includes PM10, PM2.5, NO2, carbon monoxide, O3, then sulfur dioxide, ammonia and lead. These are 8 indicators which are measured in terms of microgram per meter cube. But there are some other indicators, 4 more indicators in the National Ambient Air Quality Index of India, which includes arsenic also, along with these 8, which includes nickel also, which includes benzene also, which includes benzopyrene also. So these are 8 indicators, 12 indicators, which is present in the National Ambient Air Quality Index of India. But we can see the northern cities of India are more air polluted when compared to the cities of south. And Delhi is one of the worst in terms of air pollution. Now that's due to stubble burning. And stubble burning is due to a variety of paddy which is called as Pusa 44 variety of paddy, which is a long-standing variety of paddy which gives less time for wheat cultivation. Clear? Less time for wheat cultivation for the farmers. So that's called as Pusa 44 variety of paddy which gives less time for wheat cultivation. And as far as stubble burning is concerned, we can see that stubble burning takes place in Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and western Uttar Pradesh. But in case of stubble burning, many steps have been taken. For example, we were responsible for the NGT was responsible for banning stubble burning in all these states, but ban has not been implemented properly. The Pusa Institute came up with new variety of paddy like Pusa 121, Pusa 126, which are what? Which are nothing but short-lived varieties of paddy, so that stubble burning can be reduced. Then also again, Supreme Court of India was responsible for banning the use of lithium, antimony, mercury, arsenic and lead in firecrackers also. So all these steps were taken for stubble burning. The government of India was also responsible for purchasing some devices, for example, happy seeders, hay rakes, straw choppers for this purpose. So it was produced. It was given to the farmers of these states also. Fine. So all these things was done for stubble burning. But another concern is what? Another concern is burning of furnace oil. On furnace oil, they have asked you question in examination also. In the NCR region, which is a highly industrialized region, burning of furnace oil takes place on a large scale in the industries. Initially, it was exempted from the state tax. But furnace oil is a concern. Why? Because the furnace oil is one of the byproducts of petroleum, rust-gate byproducts of petroleum refineries, but is rich in sulfur. We can see that furnace oil, the sulfur content is 15,000 to 20,000 ppm, but that of the diesel is only 5 ppm as such. That of the diesel is only 5 ppm, and sulfur is a gas, but when it comes in contact with moisture in atmosphere, it would be turning out into what? It would be turning out into we can say particulate matter, which is responsible for enhancing the pollution level. Another byproduct of the petrochemical is called as what? It is called as petcoke. And we can see petcoke is used for energy. It's used for energy instead of coal, although petcoke is costly. But the energy, we can see the sulfur content of petcoke is very high, 69,000 to 74,000 ppm. That's the sulfur content of petcoke, 69,000 to 74,000. Green crackers are those crackers in which lamal is not present. Lithium, antimony, mercury, arsenic and lead is not present. So it would be responsible for less of pollution. Clear? Less of pollution. So that's called as petcoke. So the sulfur is dangerous. But in curbing air pollution, there are many steps which have been taken, and we can see that the National Clean Air Program was launched. The National Clean Air Program was for reducing PM 2.5 and PM 10 level by 20 to 30% by 2024. It was launched in the year 2019, the National Clean Air Program. Fine. So that was launched in the year 2019, and the purpose was to reduce the PM 2.5 and PM 10 levels by 20 to 30% as such. And also we can use devices. We have used green mufflers. Green mufflers means vegetation on both sides of the roads to reduce air pollution. We have used BS norms also for this purpose. The Bharat stage norms and Bharat 6 is implemented in India. Bharat 6 has been implemented in India. Clear? So that norm has been used, and also we have used for vehicular emission, for reducing vehicular emission, we have used catalytic converters. So catalytic converters are responsible for converting NOx into nitrogen, because NOx is emitted from vehicles into nitrogen, which will be escaping into the atmosphere. Clear? BS6 norms have been used. Clear? And also we can see that in Delhi, the anti-smog tower has been used also. And these smog towers would be responsible for catching the polluted air from the top and releasing pure air near the bottom. So anti-smog towers also has been used for this purpose. Clear? As far as, see, as far as electronic waste is concerned, e-waste is concerned, we can see on electronic waste they have asked you a question. It's a concern in India because India is considered to be a dumping station of e-waste by developed nation. It's a concern in India because India is considered to be a dumping station of e-waste by developed nation. First thing. The second thing is what? That e-waste consists of hazardous substances. अब देखो एक बार उन्होंने क्या किया, तुम्हें क्वेश्चन पूछ दिया है ई-वेस्ट पर, और वो क्वेश्चन जो है ई-वेस्ट पर, उसमें hazardous substance को पूछा गया कि क्या इसमें है क्या नहीं है. Now if we talk about the biggest attraction of e-waste, there are many things which are coming from e-waste. One is called as gold. It comes from the capacitors. Gold from the capacitors. Then we can see copper. Copper comes from wire. Then we can see also the biggest attraction is plastic, because bulk of it is nothing but plastic. Clear? Bulk of it. So first concern is what? That these are the attractions of e-waste. But India is regarded as a dumping station of e-waste by developed nation. Why? Because they send e-waste to India because either the mechanism of disposal is a costly affair, or the mechanism of disposal, even the mechanism of disposal is a costly affair, or we can see the mechanism of such disposal not only would be a costly affair, but sometimes it is energy intensive. For example, pyrometallurgy, hydrometallurgy, all these are mechanisms which are used. In India, it is a concern because 95%, more than 95% of e-waste is improperly disposed by the unorganized sector. So more than 95% of e-waste is improperly disposed by the unorganized sector. And as far as e-waste is concerned, we can see there are some things. The e-waste can be classified into three categories. One is called as white goods. White goods means that they are household appliances. Second is called as what? Second is called as brown goods. For example, TVs and cameras would be considered as brown goods. Third is called as what? Third is called as grey goods. Grey good means communication devices would be considered as grey goods. More than 70% of e-waste is nothing but grey goods only. More than 70% of e-waste is nothing but grey goods only. Fine. Grey goods only. Now, also do remember the fact that in e-waste, what is there? In e-waste, the question that has been asked to you in your examination also, americium is present. Americium is present where? It is present in a device called smoke alarm. And this is reported to be what? This is reported to be carcinogenic in nature. Clear? Second is what? Americium is present in smoke alarm. This is reported to be carcinogenic in nature. Then we can see second, mercury is present. Mercury is present where? It is present in the computer monitors. And this is responsible for dementia. Dementia, that's loss of memory. Then we can see that third which is present, that is sulfur. Sulfur is present in the lead acid batteries. Lead acid batteries. And sulfur is responsible for what? Sulfur is responsible for lung and kidney damage. Then we can see cadmium is present. Cadmium is present where? It is present in the rechargeable batteries. It is present in the rechargeable batteries, and this is responsible for what? This is responsible for liver and kidney damage. Then we can see that lead solder is present. Soldering, you understand. It's present where? It is present in the circuits. And like this, a question has been asked in your examination. And this is responsible for lack of cognitive behavior. Lack of cognitive behavior. Then also we can see lack of cognitive behavior. Then also we can see beryllium oxide is present. Beryllium oxide is present. It is present in the CPUs that we use. And this is present, this is responsible for skin damage. Then we can see that not only beryllium oxide is present, also BFR is present, brominated fire retardant is present. This is present in the plastic component, plastic part of e-waste, and this is responsible for hormonal imbalance. And then we can see hexavalent chromium is present. Hexavalent chromium means that if you examine your laptops, there are steel plates present in that. But these steel plates which are present in that are very thin. But these appear to be hard. Why? Because a hardener is used. This hardener which is used for steel plate is called as what? It is called as hexavalent chromium. So, it's used as hardener for steel plates. Steel plates. And we can see that this is responsible for what? This is responsible for DNA damage. DNA damage. Now, this is a list of articles which is present in e-waste. Here, which is present in e-waste, the hazardous one. And we can see today solar waste is also considered to be a type of e-waste only.